Welcome, everybody, to Podcow, the episode where we all die of sickness. Dewey's already dead.
Dewey's not even here. He's back from Germany, but dead. So
I couldn't even muster the effort to do my little sponsored dig with the Chips Ahoy Reese's.
Ooh, there's Reese's in it.
It's just... So I'm back from the hospital. I'm alive. I think.
We're glad
I'm gonna go back to the hospital though in a couple days and stay there for 2 months. So they thought I had brain cancer. So there's that. I refused to do an MRI, so I might have brain cancer. I actually don't know. I'm very frustrated with doctors. What's this? What's Tom writing? Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm watching on the Twitch.
Oh.
Yeah, but there's gonna be like the taskbar from Windows, so I decided against it.
Fair enough.
I mean, I could go into OBS and like put that text in there, but you know, that's like that would take a little bit of time, and I just can't.
We've gone through a lot of technical issues to get this episode going. During that time, Dewey died because
Tom killed him.
Yeah, Tom. Tom said, "Dewey, you can go die," and then Dewey promptly fell over dead.
Can we, since we're live, Tom, and on air, can we get
nothing about that is false, okay? Nothing about that is untrue, but I didn't mean it like that. Dewey'd been like talking about how tired he is. He like just got back from Germany yesterday, I think, 2 days ago. Either way, he's like super jet lagged, done a really weird sleep schedule, didn't sleep well last night, and he's been talking about like I might die if Podcow doesn't start soon. I might die. And then there was like an hour of just not being able to all get into a Google Plus call together. Which, come on, Google.
We were supposed to
shit.
You know, I thought of it though as just, I thought of it as an hour of us just spending together, you know, talking. Well, I guess Dewey wasn't really talking, at least not to me, because we weren't in the same call.
I don't think Dewey saw it that way.
Dewey.
Oh man, I wanted to nerd out with Dewey about The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings stuff because I'm becoming obsessed with it, but now he's not here. It's for the best, probably. Nobody wants to hear that.
That might be true. Anyhow, so I said, like, Dewey, you can die. As in, like, I think it's okay if you sit this Podcow out. I think it's okay if you go and just sleep and you know, have an enjoyable rest of your day instead of struggling to make it through Podcow conscious and coherent and likable. And instead what I said is you can go die, Dewey. And that was it. That was all I said.
That's it. There was nothing.
It was over from that point on.
All of those disclaimers only happened in my head. Nothing that I said was said at all. I only said go die, Dewey.
Did any of you guys say what his temperature was?
101 at like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So maybe it's rising, maybe it's falling. We don't know.
Hopefully rising. You know, like the stock market. Rising like the stock market.
Thankfully, his sister is there, so she can drive him to the hospital.
I heard his place was trash.
Yeah, I was there like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it wasn't trash. Like, he said he got home and his bed was destroyed by his cat, but I specifically remember our friend Brett laying on his bed.
Oh, so it wasn't the cat, actually.
So,
it was just Brett's
no, I'm
all over the bed.
At 2 or 3 weeks ago, the bed was fine. It was not in any bad shape.
And then Tom infiltrated the state.
I'm not saying the house was spotless.
I'm trash nothing.
But it wasn't, you know, horrible. There wasn't, like, bugs in the kitchen or anything, but that apparently changed after I left. I don't know.
I guess I could say this. If you're watching on YouTube, you might want to consider watching on our Twitch channel, just because when we eventually start looking at the questions and stuff, that's the chat that we're going to be looking at because it just works smoother, I guess, for us.
Twitch chat is faster, at the very least.
And so that's what we'll be looking at. So if you watch us on there and then you enter in what you want to ask us, we'll look at it. But we won't really look at it that much on YouTube. Simply because it doesn't update very well.
It's not normally what we do this early in the podcast, but there's a question that I think is very important that we have to answer. This is for the three of us, all three of us. If you were just walking around and you saw a zombie eating one of your friends, what will you do besides getting them to know you're there?
Getting the zombie to know I'm there?
I'm going to actually look at this because I didn't hear words you said.
Zombies eating your friend, what do you do?
Getting who to know we're there. Okay, so
Yeah.
if a zombie's eating Tom, Raymond, what do we do? Well, we don't do anything. If he's eating him, that means
Tom is dead.
already dead.
Yeah. Do I have weapons on me, or am I as is?
Can I tell you what I would want you to do?
Shoot you in the head.
Of course, yeah. Shoot me and the zombie if possible.
If we have a lot of ammo,
some vengeance would
we
be
would
nice.
shoot you. We would. Shoot
I would use my sword that I have with me, and I would just slice your head in half, Tom.
So yeah,
That's to
double
preserve ammo.
zombie.
I would
Even
walk
if
up
I'm not
to
a zombie
the
yet, I'm gonna be a zombie, and I want you to kill me.
Yeah.
I would walk up to the zombie and say, "Take me too." I die in solidarity.
I don't want to live in a world without
That's
Tom.
tough.
I have a will to survive. I would not do that.
That's just one zombie. You got taken down by one zombie, Tom.
Jeez, Tom, you suck.
Well, hey, there's no information about context here. It could have been in the middle of a zombie horde. It's just that there's one zombie eating me at that moment.
Oh, only one zombie finds you appetizing.
Well, if there's a horde, I'm running away from the horde, and I'm sorry, Tom, but you're screwed.
That's fair. In the case of a horde, one more zombie's not going to make that much of a difference.
I would sneak up behind the zombie, grab it, and penetrate its anus. There, the question's
Zach's
done.
been playing a lot of Saints Row, I see.
Wait, can you do that in Saints Row?
Maybe not penetrating the anus specifically, but you could use a giant dildo on a zombie, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
You smack them with it, right? You
just
don't-
use your imagination, just...
So you can sexually assault a zombie, but you can't rape one
Right.
in Dead Rising 3.
No. Oh, I think Dead Rising 3 as well, that's Saints Row.
Not Dead Rising
Oh,
3, you
Saints
can
Row,
rape
my
the zombie.
Dead Rising 3, you can actually perform zombie.
Next gen's pushing the boundaries.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I know I see this question on every goddamn video on YouTube of ours. Where is Dead Rising 3? Dewey is back from Germany. I'm assuming he's not going to die. Then, well, we're gonna get back to this tomorrow. So there will be more Dead Rising 3 on the channel. Question answered.
Here's a question for you guys. Should Iwata step down? Should he be fired from Nintendo? What about Reggie Fils-Aimé?
No. The only guy they need to fire is the guy in charge of the Wii U marketing. Whoever that guy is, fire him.
So, it's because I don't know why is that. I've read on a few different sites today stories talking about that he should step down or be fired. I don't know why everybody's talking about it today.
Well,
I just found it odd.
It's because a bunch of the NPD reports came in.
Oh, and they found out that Nintendo didn't do so well.
Nintendo's
with the Wii U.
third year in a row for losses.
Wait, whoa, the Wii U's struggling?
Yeah. Surprise!
No.
They predicted 9 million sales.
They cut next year's prediction by 70%. So, yeah, I mean, companies rise and fall. I don't think that Iwata needs to resign.
Companies rise and fall, Nintendo remains.
Like, he's also responsible for the Wii. You can't expect the guy to be a genius on 100% of the time. So he hired some guy who named their next console really poorly and then marketed it wrong.
Is it all marketing with the Wii U? You think? You really think?
The name and the marketing. That's because the biggest issue is that most consumers out there don't know what the Wii U is.
For me, I guess right now, it's that it's not on par with the PS4 and Xbox One.
There's that too.
As far as third-party titles, so it's tough for the Wii U to gain that traction without having its own set of games, and they just haven't. They have the Mario 3D World.
Yeah, and that's a good game.
Yeah,
but I mean, until you get the Super Smash Brothers and the Mario Kart, you're not gonna have people doing research. Okay, Mario Kart is out. What is this Wii U thing? That's what people are gonna do, and that hasn't happened yet.
People said that said this about the 3DS, right? That the 3DS was a failure and it would never be successful. And then the 3DS turned around. Is the Wii all the Wii U need really is Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros. And then it'll be fine?
I think that'll be at least the turning point.
I want more games like Trine to be Wii U exclusives, like them to get that as an exclusive, or at least a timed exclusive, that are like stylized games that aren't going for Call of Duty players, Battlefield players, but have style to it. And then, games that'll get bashed in the comments by some people because it looks too childlike. I think that stuff should go on Wii U.
I mean, Wii U they've got a number of exclusives that aren't Nintendo. They had Lego City Undercover. They've got Bayonetta 2 coming out. There's actually a video on YouTube running
Lego
at
City
60 frames a
Undercover is
second.
cool. I like Lego City Undercover.
I haven't played it, but I wanted to. The interest was there, but the money wasn't, so I never made that plunge.
So my brother plays it for hours on end, and he just runs around breaking every single thing that can be broken. It's so bad to watch. He doesn't progress. He just breaks every street lamp, everything.
I don't know. I think that's a start. Like I said, they've got Bayonetta 2 that's coming out sometime in the future, but they don't have a lot of third-party support at the moment. And it is, like you said before, is because it's not on par with the PS4 and the Xbox One. So developers aren't going to waste their resources trying to fit a game of next-gen size onto what is essentially a last-gen system.
What are you eating, Tom?
Muesli.
I don't know what that means.
Did Tom just leave us?
Tom went to go die on his floor
Tom's a Nintendo guy, isn't he?
He's sad because we're just bashing Nintendo.
Oh, we weren't.
Your Nintendo bashing disgusts me.
We actually were sticking up for Nintendo
monsters.
a lot more than.
Okay, I own a Wii U
websites.
and a 3DS. Okay.
Bayonetta 2 is not going to sell at like any Wii U's at all.
I don't think it will, but I mean
The question is, will you sell Wii U's, Tom, for Nintendo to help them? Will you convince people?
I need the monies. They give me the monies. They give me the monies. I sell the Wii U's, no problem. Sell all the Wii U's.
What else do we talk about on this podcast? I don't remember the order.
I could talk about Hearthstone for days.
Yeah, but Raymond and I haven't played it.
I have no idea.
It's so good.
So it's just going to be Tom
game?
talking to himself.
It's so good. That thing where I clicked the button to let you guys show up on the Twitch stream, that doesn't happen anymore. It's just me, and I talk to the viewers about the Hearthstone, and then if Nintendo gives me the money, I sell the Wii U's. That's how this goes now.
That's all Tom. Blizzard has Tom.
Was it a Blizzard game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like leading up to BlizzCon, like a couple days in advance, they were like, "We're announcing a new game," and everyone was like, "Oh my God, what is it gonna be? Is it gonna be Warcraft 4? It's gonna be just some stupid World of Warcraft expansion?" And then like it was the only thing worse than a World of Warcraft expansion, which was
A card game.
casual fucking online card game, free to play. Like I rolled eyes so hard at Hearthstone because I was expecting a new Blizzard game, and now that I've actually played it, I'm like, I don't want to really eat or sleep anymore. I just want to play Hearthstone because it's got some really deep strategy and it's really pleasant to play.
All I can think of right now is boobs.
Boobs are great.
Those are good to
A+
think
topic
about.
of conversation.
Because someone said who can go the longest without talking about boobs in the chat.
Well, so far Tom and I have not said that word. So you've lost already, Zach.
Thank goodness.
That's the last thing that I said.
can sit back.
Ray's not even listening to me. The last thing I said was boobs are a great A+ topic of conversation.
Oh, I thought you said those are grade A topic. I win.
Did you know that most toothpaste are exactly the same?
Yes.
Like identical. Like the inactive ingredients are the same too.
Basically, I don't know. I know the active ingredients are basically the same. Yeah.
They are the same. The inactive ingredients are the same too. It's the exact same product, just with different flavoring.
Well then, there you go, kids. Stop wasting your money on
toothpaste. Just
Crest
candy.
Pro Health Plus Whitening.
Well, that's
Sponsor.
another thing. That whitening stuff is such bullshit.
I admit I'm a total sucker for that kind of shit. I totally buy like this one does the most stuff. Okay.
There was
I bought it.
There was a Sensodyne gentle whitening toothpaste. I'm talking about toothpaste on this. Gentle whitening toothpaste that literally had no ingredient in it that whitened your teeth. It causes whitening because if you just brush your teeth, your teeth will be a little bit whiter. So there's marketing, folks.
As long as you think it's working,
that's all that matters.
You know,
just believe.
Effect. That's right.
Believe. Tom, do you watch Sherlock?
Yeah. Yeah,
do you like it?
Season. I really like it. It's amazing.
I've seen the first 2 episodes. I love this show.
I feel like we've had this conversation before. The first 2 episodes of the first season.
First 2 episodes of the first season.
There's only 9 episodes total.
There's only how many?
9.
Okay.
Really?
Well, I've watched the first Blu-ray disc.
Damn it, dude's getting me sick.
There's 3 seasons and there are only 3 episodes each because the BBC can only make that much of anything amazing at once, I guess, or something.
Yeah,
they can make more Doctor Who than that at one time, but I guess they've got Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch, and like they're both in The Hobbit, so those guys are kind of a big deal now.
The more I hear about this show, like Dewey's been talking about this show while he's been in Germany, like saying it's quickly becoming his favorite show, blah 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 blah. Shut up about it.
This is perhaps the most upsetting thing I've ever heard, Tom.
But
I expected to be able to watch another 30 episodes of the show. You're telling me I'm almost done?
Yeah, pretty much. You've got they're pretty long. I think they're like an hour and a half each, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I smell really bad. Okay, says they're like 90 minutes long each.
Yeah, so you've got like 10 hours or so.
It's so innovative.
Is it?
Like how when he's investigating, words will come up of what he's thinking. I just haven't seen that before.
It's really cool, yeah. It's like one of those thought clouds or whatever. Word clouds, I guess they call them, where like just the different things that you use to describe. I've seen it in Scotch descriptions, actually. I talked a lot about Scotch last podcast. Let's keep with it. And it'll just be like, there'll be different sizes depending on how important they are to people. And that's like when Sherlock looks at something, rather than having him explicitly say everything that he's observing about it, they'll just have like these cool little words fly off of it like particles with like different sizes. And if one's important, they'll like zoom in on it or whatever that they want to draw your attention to. There's also all of that like, actual speech-based deduction. But in order to show you just how much he's getting out of looking at something for just a moment, it's a really cool way to do that effect.
It's so good. This is the. I'm done talking about it because it's just upsetting actually now.
We're talking about the BBC Sherlock show. The chat got lost for a little bit there.
I'm just done.
Someone says they stole the words floating around from Heavy Rain.
Right, that TV show, Heavy Rain.
No, Heavy Rain's a video game, Zach.
Oh. For PC?
For PlayStation 3. It was made by
Quantic Dream, the makers of Indigo Prophecy or Fahrenheit. Also Beyond Two Souls. I just wanted to prove to the chat that I'm not actually retarded, and I know. Somebody else talk now.
I got all self-conscious there for a minute. Man, I don't know. I've been playing a lot of Don't Starve, but I've pretty much said everything I can say about that game in the videos I've made so far.
Yeah, but for those of us who don't want to watch you play,
too damn bad. Get over to the YouTube channel. I mean, it was originally a PC game, and they ported it over to the PS4, and it was free for PlayStation Plus members on PS4, so I decided, well, I don't have any other games for PlayStation 4, so I might as well try out this one. I've tried it before on my roommate's computer, but I didn't understand it, so I was like, well, this is dumb when they were playing this again. But I downloaded it and I gave it a shot, and like I died immediately, so I stopped again. But then like the next day, I'm like, okay, one more time. It's free, and I want to play something. So I sat down and I started playing it. My roommate came in, and he started like basically giving me a tutorial. The game needs a tutorial, at least for like the first couple of days, because you have no idea what you're doing. And once I finally got the hang of them, like,
I
okay.
definitely. The thing that I noticed was the chat was calling you or the comments were calling you an idiot on those videos. But at least the first videos.
I am new to the game. It's not like I know
actually
exactly
actively mad at you for being dumb.
Some people just, hate.
They're very judgmental.
They are.
Very easy for them to say. Until you're in that chair playing that game.
I am.
For the first time. You'll never know. Tom, say something.
I smell really bad, okay, says Tom, how are your balls? And thank you for asking. I appreciate remembering and asking about whether I'm going to die of testicular cancer or not.
They're very moist.
Why are they moist?
They're not. But it's just a fluid-filled sac, so that's kind of a type of moistness, I guess. Anyhow, it's like it might need to get drained or something, but it'll be fine. It's not cancer. I'm not gonna die. Thanks for your concern.
What the fuck?
So we're clear of cancer, Raymond. You.
As far as
Wait, we don't know that you're clear of cancer, Zach. You were like, the doctor said it might be cancer in my brain, but I don't think it is. I don't trust doctors anymore.
So I went to like a general practitioner for the first time in like 12 years, and he asked me who was the doctor that wanted me to do the MRI. I said, oh, it's Dr. Rickard. And he's like, oh, I know him. And he gave me this look. And I was all ready for him to say that Dr. Rickard's a quack or a nut job, and I was totally going to give him a high five. I was all ready to high five him, and then he said, he's a genius. He's one of the best doctors in the state. No. I don't have brain cancer.
There might be a tumor in your brain,
but it's not malignant.
It's benign.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Just a.
It's actually in the shape. It's the tumor's actually in the shape of Jesus.
You should take it out and sell it on eBay.
Yeah.
It's not working anymore.
That could be my claim to fame. The man with the Jesus tumor.
Make a video of just throw some like hokey music in the background, make people feel all spiritual. Slow zoom in on the MRI that you're not willing to get of your brain that might have cancer in it.
Just the MRI machine.
Here's the issue. So the reason why the chat was asking like why am I not getting the MRI? I got health insurance for the new year, and then I went to the hospital.
Me too.
And the hospital was out of network, so it was building towards a deductible that doesn't really matter. So I left, and now if I want to go get the MRI, I have to pay. The MRI is going to cost like $1,000. So I get $1,000. I spend $1,000 to either have it be a waste and I don't have cancer, or find out that I do have brain cancer, in which case that's even worse. So I don't think he said it was like a 10% thing, and last time he said he was 95% sure about something and he was wrong, so I just assume he needs to be 100% sure to be right. That's my story.
What if it's the opposite? He's 95% sure it's wrong. He's 10% sure.
It's just none of what he says fits. He's not that intelligent. He's probably a fan and he's probably watching this.
A medical degree does not a smart person make. Is that what you're saying?
Science is hard, and like medicine is science. All you can really ever say is I'm leaning this way or that way, and this is how certain I am. And when you say you're 10%, 90% sure, that means there's a 10% chance that you're wrong. And just because he was wrong in a case where he said he was 95% sure, like he told you there was a chance that he was wrong. So all right, but maybe you do have a bad doctor. I don't know. But I kind of think you should like spend $1,000. Like, would it be treatable? Like, it might not, but it might be. So it might be like $1,000 to find out that you can save your life.
Except for their evidence that I have it is flimsy. Flimsy at best.
They're trying to sucker Zach into $1,000. Just give me that money.
Yeah. I really think so. I really think that that's how a lot of the medical community works, that they order a lot, and then they do it under the guise of, well, we have to be safe. But I could also, like, I could have lung cancer too. I mean, that could be a possibility. I could have what's another part of my body? Testicular cancer. Like, no one other than him says to get it. No one even, because the symptoms just didn't line up. The symptoms didn't line up. But of course, I could be dead next week from brain cancer, and then it could be a lesson for everybody.
This is a very somber podcast. This is.
Lighten it up, Raymond. You're cancer-free, man.
Going back, I only have so much.
Well, actually, Tom needs to lighten it up because he's the one that's for sure cancer-free.
Well, that's crazy. All right, so the ultrasound was done on both of my testicles, so I can be certain that both of my balls are cancer-free. The rest of me is probably just riddled with tumors. I'm probably just riddled with tumors.
riddled.
In fact, you could describe your whole body as a tumor.
Basically, if you're more than 50% cancer, aren't like the functioning parts of you at that point considered the cancer, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Somebody somewhere is going to watch this and just get really
you're talking
offended.
to a tumor now.
Okay, so they ordered a CT scan for me first time I was in the hospital. And they had no actual reason to do it. I ended up doing it because I was drugged up and my parents approved. But they just did it because it was like the next logical step in a checklist, a general checklist that wasn't specified for me at all. It was just like, oh, he's experiencing pain here. Time to go down the list.
Why can't?
Also, I was ignored by them repeatedly for what I thought was causing it, and that irritated the hell out of me because I was right. So, Raymond, if we don't want to talk about cancer anymore, and we don't want to talk about my theories about the medical community, and we would like to lighten the podcast up, what would you have to say about that? What would you bring up?
Oh, wait, hold on. Before Raymond lightens this, can I put up a video asking people for donations to get you an MRI so that you don't die? Will you get it if we raise $500 in donations?
Yes.
Okay, good.
The expectations for me lightening up this podcast has become too much. I have to avert my guilt.
All right, we're panhandling so that Zach doesn't die of brain cancer. You know, lighten this shit up, Raymond.
Okay, so here's how we're lightening it up. Off-brand Fig Newtons.
Oh my god! What the hell is that?
I'm gonna use the bathroom and get some water, and it better be lighthearted as fuck when I get back.
Big bars, low fat.
Oh, he left us.
He left us.
He left us. We could talk about Jurassic Park 4.
Oh, is there new news about that?
No, but doesn't mean we can't, just make up shit.
Well, Jurassic Park 4 just needs to be... I don't want it rebooted. I just want Dr. Grant in it. I want Jeff Goldblum in it. I want Hammond.
Mm.
And I also want Samuel L. Jackson back. Let's do... What's that story gonna be about?
Snakes on a plane.
They bring back dinosaurs on a plane.
Dinosaurs on a plane.
Yes! Those little compies? The little compies are running around and killing people on the plane.
Fucking T-Rex.
A T-Rex
on a plane.
Running down the aisle of the plane.
I don't know how the scale is working at all.
It's an international flight, Tom.
Yeah, obviously.
It's the helicopter city from the Avengers.
U.S. Customs though is gonna stop the T-Rex because he doesn't have a passport.
He doesn't.
That looks like some indigenous fauna you have there, possibly an invasive species. I'm gonna have to pat you down now.
Could you imagine giving a T-Rex a cavity search?
That's every night. It's in my dreams, man.
I need to manage my expectations for 4. Or Jurassic World, or whatever it's called.
If they're gonna... I don't know anything about the movie. Last I heard they're gonna attach machine guns to the shoulders of T-Rex.
No, that was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
And then that got canceled, and they can't... Please don't do that.
I have no idea.
Just have the whole movie... Oh. Someone tries to open a park in Africa. And so there's a lot of tall grass in Africa, right? So you bring the velociraptors there, and then it's this small village having to fend off.
So the movie's over in 10 minutes.
But then you drop a T-Rex in. Oh. I just want a lot of tall grass, to be honest. But I don't want to go into that movie being like, this is going to be shit because I'm a fanboy and it could never live up to Jurassic Park 1. I really want to enjoy it, but I don't like 3 at all. And I guess it depends. Maybe it depends on who's directing it. Who's directing it?
I have no idea.
I'll ask Google.
I think going into the movie with slightly lowered expectations will make you enjoy the movie more. That's pretty true for anything, though.
I agree. I kind of actively do that, in fact. When I find myself getting super hyped for something, I'm like, but what if it's just a good movie and not incredible?
Right.
The only thing that I don't have that reservation with is Gravity. Go see that movie. It's the greatest thing ever made. I don't even know if it's still in theaters. Find the theater. Make them play it.
So, Oscar nominations. Tom, does Gravity deserve it all? Do you guys see
that? Wait, did you guys Oscars at them until they make another movie
did you guys see Wolf
on the
of
spot?
Wall Street?
I did not. I have not.
I have not seen more cocaine in a movie in my entire life. That movie, I laughed for... So the first half an hour, I just sat there. I'm like, oh my god, it's only been a half an hour. Thank God, there's another 2.5 hours of this I get to watch.
Is it a 3-hour-long movie?
It's long. I'm pretty sure.
The only thing I know about it, for certain, is that it has Jonah Hill masturbating by a pool. But that could be just a joke that Tina Fey said at the last award show, whatever the fuck it was. The Nemis or Nominals or
Golden Globes.
That thing.
So Wolf of Wall Street is 3.
Presents Bad Grandpa is nominated for an Academy Award. I don't know what in, but does this mean that there's no longer any legitimacy to the Academy Awards at all whatsoever?
I never saw Bad Grandpa. I can't speak to how good it is.
That's fair. I actually heard good things, but it's also got Jackass Presents at the start of its title.
I don't have anything against Jackass, really. You just don't want it because it's obscene. It's
Tom is a Puritan.
It is not.
I just asked a question. I didn't actually state any opinion on it one way or the other.
That's true. No, Tom. It does. It adds more credibility. to the Academy Awards.
That's true. That's kind of bold because they kind of, if anything, they're accused of being like kind of elitist and snooty and having predictable tastes because of that. So maybe it does make it more legitimate.
So Jonah Hill,
Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa is nominated for an Academy Award. Are they now the most legitimate awards in the history of humankind? Go.
Yes, they are. Well, actually, it depends who wins.
Well, of course it does. That's
the only award show that I have actual respect for is the Dice Awards.
You're just mad about the Dark Knight.
Oh, he mad. He mad.
I don't think that's an Oscar-winning movie. There's an Oscar-worthy performance in that movie, definitely.
There's an Oscar-worthy performance in The Wolf of Wall Street with Leonardo DiCaprio, the greatest actor of his generation.
Will he finally get his Oscar?
He should, because it's so good. And Jonah Hill does masturbate by a pool.
All right, confirmed. Expectations are now through the roof for this movie.
So they take this drug, it's called Ludes, and it was from the 60s, 70s or something, and they're not really around anymore. And Jonah Hill's so high off of these Ludes, he goes downstairs to this party, this big party that's being thrown, and there's this pretty attractive blonde woman that's standing there, and he starts masturbating right there in the party, right in front of her. Wolf of Wall Street's incredible.
Do you see his penis?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
It's not that graphic. Gotcha.
It's so good. I love that movie. I think I'm biased though because I was loving it just because it was Scorsese and DiCaprio together. So there was no chance I disliked it coming out of the movie.
Fair
enough.
So there's a question in chat. It is directed to all of us, but it's who is our man crush? My man crush is Day9. Go follow him on Twitter at Day9TV and tell him at Tom Walks Through sent you.
My man crush is Jonah Hill.
Of course.
But not Leonardo DiCaprio, the greatest actor of his generation? A lesser actor is your man crush?
I love Leonardo DiCaprio. He's the greatest. He is the only one that's better. It might be Michael Fassbender.
Is the Hulk an answer? Not Mark Ruffalo, but the Hulk himself. Like,
is he? Do we consider him?
No,
a man?
you can't have a fictional entity.
Oh,
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Is he fictional?
God, a man crush.
You also can't choose any of the protagonists in Grand Theft Auto.
It has to be
because they're fictional. We've gone over this.
I just wanted to make sure that was clear, that those aren't real people, Raymond.
One of the Housers.
So dreamy. I'm gonna have to land on another Marvel character and go with Chris Hemsworth then, I guess. So I gotta. That's a sexy.
Raymond goes in for the muscles.
The muscles and the beard and the long blonde hair. It works for me.
That's interesting. I went for the thought muscles. Day9, the thought hammer. Yes. And I believe that Zach went for the comedy muscles.
We've all got our type, I guess.
Did you guys see American Hustle?
No.
I have not.
That beat Wolf of Wall Street for Best Comedy at the Golden Globes. I saw both movies.
Wolf of Wall Street till comedy?
Yeah, this is hilarious. So Leonardo DiCaprio won a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Comedy, beating out Christian Bale.
Christian Bale is in a comedy?
Because they consider both American Hustle and Wolf of Wall Street comedies.
I have not been paying attention to
so
movies.
Christian Bale and Leonardo DiCaprio were comedic actors this year.
You know what I watched recently that is pretty well received that I just did not find good in any sense?
What, Raymond?
No!
The movie Ted with the Mark Wahlberg and the bear played by Peter Griffin is dumb. It is a bad movie. That's my opinion.
Tom, did you see that movie?
Yes. I actually watched it last Christmas. with my family.
Okay.
And
I
I
just
think
watched it
Raymond
recently.
so then
hates
you can
joy.
argue with him.
I hate what?
Joy.
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 It's possible that I do hate joy. But
You know what? I actually might agree with you a little bit.
My biggest problem right off the bat was the Peter Griffin voice.
Yeah, I
I
was
just
saying
couldn't
there's a
get
lot of
over
Peter
that.
Griffin references. I felt like.
There was a direct Peter Griffin reference. First of all, the stupid little teddy bear says, "I don't sound that much like Peter Griffin."
So you don't feel that
I'm just saying that was my first thing right off the bat, and I could not get over that for the
It
rest of the
doesn't
movie.
stand on its own.
you're allowed to have it bother you.
But the rest of the movie just didn't. It never once made me go, "Oh, I like that," or "That's funny," or like.
Wolf of Wall Street is way funnier than Ted.
All right.
So I don't know. I loved like the Thunder song. I loved a lot of the stuff where you're just kind of expecting a like, oh, it's like it's a dude and his teddy bear. They've been friends for their whole lives, and they came up with this song about thunder that they sing to comfort each other. And they came up with it when they were 9. And this is gonna be so sweet. And they're huddled together and they're scared because it's thundering. And the song starts up, "Fuck you, thunder! You can suck my dick."
See, it's funny when you say it, Tom. You
Yeah,
make
you're
it
right,
sound
Tom.
funny.
Tom, you're actually funnier than the movie. To be honest.
I'll take that.
Ah,
Well, that's all we have.
Yeah. Fuck Ted.
Raymond is on Team Thunder. Not Team Ted.
I am on Team Thunder. I love Thunder Sword.
Should we start looking at comments and answering any questions people might have then?
Yeah, I think that's.
If they want us to just talk about things.
Saints Dragonborn has something like a question, but more so just blatantly agreeing with me and saying Ted is like the best comedy movie I've ever seen. Good question.
Okay, that's a good one to bring up. Okay, so YouTube people, if you weren't around when I said it at the beginning, go to Twitch and comment on Twitch if you want us to look at your comments.
Maybe follow us. Maybe just follow us a little bit while we're over on
If you
Twitch.
can't, because you don't have a Twitch account, make one, or we'll find you and stab you.
We won't
Link
do that.
is in the
That not
description. So. Favorite superheroes and villains?
Oh, that's easy.
Dibs Batman. Dibs Batman.
It's the Hulk and the Joker.
Not Batman?
You know, I love Batman. Nobody beats Batman. In a fight, Batman would beat the Hulk.
I'm going to go with George W. Bush as my hero and Barack Obama as my villain.
I don't think that's what they're talking about.
At least he's not pandering.
Damn.
Troll denied.
I don't know any superheroes and villains. Shit.
Zach
Actually, I'm
likes
gonna go
Wonder
Spider-Man.
Woman and Aquaman. That sucks.
No, I.
Aquaman.
Wonder
Don't.
Woman.
Don't let him do that to you.
I've never
Aquaman
seen anything
is the
with
worst.
Wonder Woman.
I think Aquaman gets a bad rap. I mean, I don't read comics, so I don't really know or care for that matter. But I assume like the guy's gotta. He's been around for many, 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 many years. There's gotta be something to him that makes DC go, oh, he is one of the main staples of our Justice League, which is our premier Avengers competitor.
Best superhero movie ever?
I still haven't answered my favorite villain.
Okay, well you can answer
Think about that. I'm gonna go a little bit obscure here. Super obscure, actually. It's a comic book series that's still being written called The Unwritten, and the villain in that, named Pullman, is my favorite villain. Yeah, I just read it a few months ago, but I think it will legitimately stay with me as one of my favorite works of fiction of all time. It's super good. You should check it out.
All right then.
I was contemplating actually looking it up, and then I didn't want to move my hands.
Best superhero movie ever.
Uh,
The Dark Knight. I'll go with The Dark Knight.
Batman Begins.
I could go with one of those two.
Or Iron
So
Man.
I'll just go with the Dark
Iron
Knight
Man.
Rises, and we'll just have
Iron
all
Man.
three of them.
Iron Man.
I think Iron Man is good. Okay, yeah. You know what? Best superhero movie, Avengers. Like, okay.
The Avengers is very good. I'm a little bit upset with it in general
Actually,
because at the same time, another Joss Whedon movie called Cabin in the Woods came out, and I love Cabin in the Woods like more than it's healthy.
Also, Chris Hemsworth there. So
I was extremely frightened by Cabin in the Woods.
that was a really good movie.
I looked up the story, the entire synopsis on Wikipedia while I was watching it.
Why?
Because that's what I do when I'm scared.
You ruined the movie for yourself.
That's what I do when I'm scared.
God.
X-Men First Class is the best superhero movie ever.
I really should read Fables. People are talking about Fables. Man, should I ever read Fables. That's actually a great idea. I was thinking about getting Sandman now that I'm done with everything that's been written in the unwritten. But no, yeah, I should start reading Fables immediately. It's the comic book series that The Wolf Among Us is based on, if you don't know. And it's actually published by the same people that published the unwritten. And they seem to stick to a certain genre that I really like. And I really like The Wolf Among Us. I am absolutely going to start reading Fables.
Ray, what would you do if The Last of Us came true?
I would use my extensive skills and knowledge of playing The Last of Us.
He would walk around with a PlayStation 3
like, if The Last of Us has come true, literally, I would be, like, all right, let's craft some fucking Molotov cocktails. I've actually started playing that game again, and I'm glad that I did. The DLC comes out next month, and I'm really glad I started playing that game, mainly because I don't have any trophies on my actual PlayStation account for that game, and because, dear God, did I get bad. So I'm now better after playing, like 3 or 4 hours of it. But man, I was, I had to go back and watch our YouTube videos to see, like, why can't I not do this? I've done this before. What did I do the first time?
Oh, dude, I bet I know what it is, though. I bet it's because you played Grand Theft Auto in between here and there, and that auto-aim, that snap-to mechanic in Grand Theft Auto, is like, it makes you think that third-person shooters are really easy, and then you play The Last of Us, and you're like, oh, wait, when I have to aim, like, actually aim, this is super hard.
I think it was actually just me trying to stealth mode and not remembering the exact way to go about it, but I got better. By the time you're in the Capitol building in Boston, I was back up to my old form. In fact, I would say better. I went through that entire building almost 100% stealth. Didn't use the rifle once, so not too shabby.
GorillaZack 2000 is asking if I could continue Knack, and I kind of want to. Like, I played quite a bit of it on my personal channel, but the viewership was really low. And like several people have asked me that question at this point. I guess what I need is for you guys to tell me what makes you like it so much, and like kind of get me back on track for that. Or better yet, tell Reddit what you like about it so much so that it gets some views, and then I'll definitely continue it, like totally.
They just like you, Tom. They like how you play.
But if that's the case, then, I mean, I'm playing Assassin's Creed 1 right now.
They don't want to see you play that. They hate the way you play Assassin's Creed. They love the way you play Knack.
Oh, I see.
I've admittedly not. I watched, like, 5 minutes of Tom play Assassin's Creed, and then...
Me too, and then I realized I hate Assassin's Creed 1.
The comments on it are super nice. But, like, the closest thing to negative is, like, Tom, remember when you were uploading 2 episodes a day? Why the delay, Tom? And that's super fair.
I have told I haven't made any videos on my channel. I mean, long before the whole YouTube monetization thing scandal happened. But since then, I've made the personal decision that channel is dead, and I finally like tweeted about that. Somebody asked me. So
the fallen seagull has fallen.
It's dead. YouTube and the network that channel is partnered with has killed and buried it. So, yeah. Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Remember when we were
let
talking
that
about
simmer.
how this isn't a somber podcast?
let me let that simmer.
Okay. Alright, let people have time to process it. And
You know, a moment of silence for fallen seagull.
he's still on the media cows. You know, if you want that little dose of him, he's...
Raymond, shut up. We're mourning the YouTube channel Fallen Seagull. This is a moment of
Have
silence.
some respect, asshole.
Don't you know I never shut up?
Who the fuck is this guy? God.
Mm.
I filed a lot of counterclaims the other day.
Yeah.
About 200.
Whew. Damn.
That's a large number of counterclaims. Holy shit, well done.
I sat there for 2 hours.
That sounds mind-numbing.
You know what company I hate? Nintendo. Why do they have to be the biggest bitches about the copyright stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, it was so boring.
Them and Warner Brothers.
It's so boring countering the Super Mario Galaxy 2 walkthrough. Just because they had to claim that, like, just let it exist.
It's again Nintendo's marketing being just ass backwards. The only Nintendo videos on YouTube have to be Nintendo sanctioned, otherwise.
And what's with Warner Bros. Claiming our Batman Origins walkthrough Part 1?
Yeah, they did the same thing on the Fallen Seagull.
And then rejecting the dispute.
Yeah. It's just...
There's a question of what A+ game we're looking forward to in March. Do I even need to answer this?
Yeah.
Do you know what comes out in March?
Yeah, I do.
I think for you it's a different thing than for me, actually.
Thief?
But for me it's Dark Souls 2. Absolutely.
Oh.
Thief comes
Does
out.
Thief come out in March?
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, it's Infamous Second Son, obviously, is the...
That game comes out in March?
Yeah, it does. I'll be loading it up, getting my... whatever the hell the guy's name is on with this bad boy right here.
Oh, there'll be a game to play for the PS4.
Yeah, I've been struggling. Some friends of mine, including my girlfriend, are going to Vegas that weekend because it comes out on a Friday. The game comes out on a Friday. Which is,
That's how you know a game's special.
yeah,
Your other game came out on a Friday, Skyrim.
yeah,
True
it
story.
did. Yeah, it did. And it's just like I'd love to go to Vegas. I've never been to Vegas. In fact, I haven't gone on a actual vacation in years. Whenever the last PAX I went to was like my last vacation.
So Seattle.
So yeah, whenever that last time I was in Seattle, I don't even remember how many
A year and a
PAXs
half
that
ago.
was.
Probably a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So it's just like I'd love to go, but
Last vacation I was on was Seattle, but that was half a year ago. With Tom, we slept together.
Did you get
Damn right we did.
We ate Lunchables in bed together,
Oh god, sounds sexy.
rubbing the cheese on each other's chests.
We ride together, we die together, we eat Lunchables in bed together.
So, I tried playing The Witcher 2 on this thing I'm doing this video on, and it's not worth it because this computer can't run it even remotely well. So, yeah.
I have to go soon.
Okay.
Because I'm going up north to a cabin.
I did that last weekend. That's kind of a vacation for me.
A cabin in the woods.
Me too. Is it in
You
Wisconsin?
left the state. No, it's in Minnesota.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't believe in Wisconsin. Well,
You know.
You should watch out for elder gods.
Yeah.
what?
If Sigourney Weaver shows
Cabin
up.
in the woods.
Run.
Elder gods.
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch that far into the movie because I was scared.
Oh my god.
Plus, I read the whole synopsis, so I knew what was gonna happen.
No, there's just some things in that movie, especially near the end, that you just have to watch. Because it becomes a giant clusterfuck of an homage to like so many horror genres. It's amazing.
Not that you need to be into the horror genre to enjoy it. They're things that anyone would recognize, pretty much.
Yeah, it's amazing. I actually, there's so much blood. I had to like look away from. Like, I felt a little queasy during the parts of it during the end because I was like, "Oh, that's
really?
blood. That's a lot of blood." Well, I continued watching, of course.
Is the moral of the story to smoke marijuana?
No.
That was the moral that I got when I stopped watching.
The moral of the story is, fuck the haters.
But the haters are what makes us stronger.
To me, the moral of the story is that you should question whether the costs of a system are worth the benefits.
That's really it.
Just who cares about the costs?
And also don't fuck the little guy. That's actually the other, like, the real moral of the story is don't fuck the little guy.
For the little... Why? Why not the little guy?
Because eventually the little guy will not be so little. Eventually the little guy will find a way of you know, if you're fucking the little guy, eventually the little guy will find a way to fuck you back. That's kind of the moral of the story.
He's very little, so you might not even feel it.
Fear the hate boner.
Also,
it will grow to immense size.
Also, if the little guy's a midget, he's not gonna grow.
I don't have any evidence for or against that.
This is not my area of expertise.
Raymond, why you gotta make everything about midgetism, huh? Why you gotta be so midgetist?
That's because I am a midget.
It's bigotry.
See how short he is on screen? It's.
And now I'm like Dewey.
No, Dewey's just dead. Remember
this is how it started with Dewey. He was slouching in his chair. And then it just got worse and worse.
I did, and Tom told him to go die.
And now he's dead.
I didn't kill Dewey, guys.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Ability.
We could end it with Tom saying he didn't kill him. Tom gets the last word.
All right, Tom, take it.
Dewey in fact died of natural causes, or he's alive and well. We'll see you guys.
All we really know is that he walked off
week.
camera, and then occasionally we heard coughing noises coming from his microphone. And that was in Skype, and then eventually we all hung up and came to Google to have this conversation. We're bad people.
Yeah, we are. All right.
Tom, say goodbye.
Taking off the hat. What?
Bye.
Bye.
I didn't kill Dewey. I didn't kill Dewey.
Goodbye, everybody.